Step back and watch the steps cook.
You own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. In my line, if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy, if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy, if you own 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're in the playoffs. Not only are we in the playoffs, we're in the NFC Championship game. This is GOAT Talk. The first ever time we bring a GOAT Talk to you guys via On the Brink of NFC Championship weekend. Philadelphia Eagles versus San Francisco 49ers. My co-host Philly Mike is in the building. What's going on, Mike?
Man, I'm excited. 4 days. 4 days. I feel like a little kid waiting for Christmas. And we not letting Christmas be canceled, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I think that the Eagles have a great opportunity in front of them. And although this is the best team we've played, we the best team they've played. Let's not get it twisted.
Facts. That's crazy. We definitely going to get into the matchup today. But first, I wanted to touch on the NFL honors. I'm going to talk about the 3 biggest categories of snubs, you know what I mean, that we've seen that came out. And I want to get your feedback on this one as well, Mike. So first, we got the head coach of the year. Nick Sirianni did not make the 3 finalists. It is Kyle Shanahan, Brian Daboll, and Doug Peterson. How we feeling about this, Mike?
I'm upset in the sense of, why is Brian Daboll there? Let me guess. He turned a 4-win team to a 9-win team and got into playoffs? Somebody else did that. Oh, yeah. Nick Sirianni, his rookie season. He turned a 4-win team to a 9-win team and made the playoffs. The only thing Daboll did differently is win 1 game, but you don't judge them. The votes have been in before the playoffs started. So they're solely looking at Daboll from turning the 4-win Giants to a 9-win team. Knock it off. And Kyle Shanahan got the story of, well, he went through Trey Lance, back to Jimmy G, back to a third-string quarterback. That's cool and all. But our quarterback by the national media was supposed to be, he got a long way to become an NFL quarterback, and we all believed in him. I see your hat, and I see all the hats in the chat when they come on my channel for the call-ins. We all believed in him. Some of us believed in him. But let's not act like the best record in football shouldn't be a top 3 finalist. Now, if he didn't win it, okay, maybe you look at Doug Peterson, because the Jaguars were really, I mean, at the end of the day, give my man a top 3. You can't show the graphic of 5 and then say, well, the number 1 team coach by Nick Sirianni doesn't even get top 3. It's disrespectful.
I feel like he's being punished because he got a good football team. You know what I mean? For real, I feel like.
What about
he's being
Shanahan
punished.
though? Shanahan got a good football team.
That's what he's always had good football teams. You know what I mean? They've always been solid for the most part. You know what I mean? I feel like we're being punished for it, though. You know what I mean? They're not even, for him to not be a finalist. First of all, he took a 4-win team and made it to a 9-win team, then took a 9-win team and made it to a number 1 seed. All he does is get better. So when are you going? So what are you waiting for him to do next? Take a number 1 seed to the moon? Like, when are you going to put respect on his name? You know what I mean? And to McDermott, all they do, you might as well put McCarthy in there. All they do is go to the playoffs and get bounced. You know what I mean? I just don't understand it, man. The disrespect was crazy, man. Nick Sirianni showed a lot. This is a guy that was laughed at for his opening presser. You know what I mean? The hate been on him immediately. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, I guess, man. I like his response. He's saying we got bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? Bulletin board material for sure. The next one for me, Brandon Graham not being named comeback player of the year after having 11 sacks on the season. The comeback player, the 3 finalists. I don't even know if Brandon Graham was a top 5 finalist. The 3 guys for comeback player of the year that right now, the 3 finalists are Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, and Geno Smith. Now, let me go first on this one, please. This is complete ludicrous, Mike. Ludicrous. Comeback player of the year is usually for a guy that get hurt, and that's the hurdle that he got to overcome, you know, the injury, to see if he can round back out to form. Geno Smith is coming back from being buns. He's coming back from just not being good. What is he coming back from? He wasn't hurt. He's coming back. Just because it took you until you turn 37 years old to blossom into a starting quarterback don't mean you're worthy of comeback player of the year. What did you come back from? You see, if Russell Wilson was there, we would have never heard of you still. You know what I mean? And no disrespect, I think Geno did have a remarkable season, but Brandon Graham is a Super Bowl champion. Brandon Graham is a Pro Bowler. This is all before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Graham's a top 100 player. This is all before he got hurt. Then he gets hurt at the age of 33, comes back at 34 and puts up 11 sacks, a career high. How is that not your comeback player of the year? His 11 sacks.
On his smallest percentage of snaps ever played in his career, too.
Right. He came back and contributed to a legendary pass rush, 70 sacks on the season. How is this not your comeback player of the year? To have a career year in a rotational defensive front don't make sense to me at all. Don't make sense to me at all.
I co-signed that. Geno Smith literally came back from his own demons, from getting punched in the locker room of the New York Jets, not being able to make it on teams' rosters, floating from this team to this team. His skill set is what he was trying to come back from. And you can look at Saquon and you can look at McCaffrey. They were injured last year, but they played a decent portion. Brandon Graham gets hurt week 2 early, 35 years old, Achilles for a 35-year-old, and he doesn't have just a good year. He has his best year. That is comeback. That's the definition of a comeback. I came back even better. And again, 11 sacks is 11 sacks, but when you look at it in the league, it's top 12-ish, top 13. But look at his snaps. The productivity is there. This man is playing less snaps than he's ever played, and he broke out off the Achilles, and he's playing top-notch football. And again, you forget about how good he is against the run. It's just a tremendous year for BG. He made a Pro Bowl a couple last year, or not last year, the year before, with 9 sacks, but his ability to stop the run, now he gets 11 sacks, doesn't get the Pro Bowl, and he doesn't get comeback. And again, just like Nick Sirianni, we're not saying he has to win, because people are going to be here, because I know Niner fans been creeping around our channels all week long. They're going to be like, Philly fans just want to win everything, No, but to not be top 3 head coach when you were the best team, to not be top 3 comeback player of the year when you are top 12 at your position, playing less snaps than everybody, and 35 and actually had a big-time injury, that's super disrespect. Top 3 is all we're asking, to be in that category, and y'all are going to whoa.
And it's another guy, too. Hassan Reddick, not a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on. You know how I take that one personal. You see what I'm saying? They put Micah Parsons in there, Nick Bosa, and what's the other dude from the Chiefs?
Chris Jones.
I'm not really familiar with his numbers. I'm not even gonna lie. I know he a defensive tackle, but I don't think he was better than Hargrave from his position. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. Hargrave had 11 sacks himself. I just feel like, I feel like the NFL looked at this Eagles roster, looked at how well we played, and said we can't give them everything, even though they're deserving of it. For real, that's how I'm looking at it. But Jalen Hurts is a finalist for MVP, and that's very much so deserving of Jalen Hurts. But, congratulations to the guys at the Philadelphia Eagles, who we know exactly where you guys should be. You're not snubs to us. We know the work that y'all put in. Let's get to a couple of these super chats, and then we're going to get into this Niners-Eagles matchup. George R1, man, thank you for the super chat. He said, Acho said the gap between Hurts and Purdy is not that big. Someone got to humble the 49ers team. The agenda is nasty. The agenda is very, very nasty. Don't worry. We're going to purge on Purdy. Do not worry. Donnell Shipley, thank you for the super chat. My guy, Nick and BG definitely got snubbed for sure, but they can't snub us out of the Super Bowl. Fly Eagles fly. They definitely can't snub us out of the Super Bowl. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You know what I mean? We've been talking, man. Shout out to y'all. I forgot to say what's up to the bullies. Say what's up to, Mike and his community as well. But listen, Mike, Eagles 49ers. All the chips got to be on the table for this game. We are 60 minutes away from a Super Bowl. What is your thoughts going into this game as of today?
Just play our football. When you look at the losses under Jalen Hurts, and it's only one, it was a turnover-prone game, mistake after mistake. defensive liabilities of getting the ball back to the offense, and that's how we lost. But yet again, it was still down to the wire. That's the one thing about this Eagles team. No matter what we do to hurt ourselves, we have never been out of a game, even against the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints, where turnovers were part of the reason why we lost. Mistakes made by our own team. We were still in it to the very end with the backup, not an MVP candidate, Jalen Hurts. So the first thing we got to do is just play to our standard, as Jalen Hurts preaches all the time. Just play to our standard, and right there gives us a big advantage. I will not cap, though. The Niners defense makes people make mistakes, but we also saw them make the people who do make mistakes makes mistakes. And Dak Prescott, he's been doing it all year. So the first thing we got to do is just take care of the ball. And I honestly don't want to categorize the whole Niners into one thing, but I really believe if we stop the run, it's a rapsy scapsy, because no matter what people want to talk about, Brock Purdy this, Brock Purdy that, Kyle Shanahan still want to run the ball. He still want to play physical. He's the only guy who uses the fullback, 25, 30% of the time. And that's their game. That's why I look down Purdy's game log. 25 attempts, 22 attempts, 23 attempts. They do not want him throwing the ball 30 times, and 30 is not a lot. Jalen throws the ball 30 a lot of times. If you get a passing quarterback, he might throw it 40, 45 times. But we want Purdy to throw the ball 30 times. That means the run was stopped, and it's 3rd and long. And 70 sacks speak for itself.
I think the first 2 downs are critical in this one. I want to personally, for our offense, I think we need to avoid 3rd and long, because that's how the 49ers could get you into making mistakes. I think that, this defense, the only way you can truly crack this defense is by having a mobile quarterback. You look at their 4 losses this season, it was against mobile quarterbacks. Justin Fields got him, I think, week 1. They even lost to Mariota and the Falcons because he was able to be mobile with the football. They lost to the Broncos. Come on, man. Russell Wilson mobile, but he ain't that mobile. And it was somebody else. I can't think of it. It was another mobile guy out there that they took an L to as well. So I feel like, we'll be able to put the proper amount of stress on that defense, because they have to, account for Jalen Hurts as more than a passer. So, I think, and also last week when we played the Giants, I like the physical style of play that our wide receivers played, because we're going to need that. AJ Brown out there blocking and being physical. This is a physical matchup. This is the game that will tell us if we decide if we deserve to go to the Super Bowl or not. Like, you got to be able to knock this team off, because these AFC teams are not going to be able to, go against the physicality that you just played with 2 weeks prior. That's how I'm looking at this. You got right, real pretty, real ballerina-ish type. You know what I mean? They'll be able to knock San Francisco off, because San Francisco is not going to be able to fight fire with Brock Purdy, I don't believe, with either one of those teams. Now, I'm not saying Brock Purdy trash, but, a lot of Brock Purdy's playoff wins have all been at home and the confines of his home. Hold on. Before we even get into this, let me play this real quick.
We know it's going to be loud, but no stadium is as loud as ours. But at the end of the day, they're at home, NFC Championship. They're going to be all riled up, and it don't really too much. We don't really too much feed into all that. We put the pads on and just go to work.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So if you think we're gonna be loud and riled up, but no stadium is as loud as yours is apparently, what the hell you think Brock Purdy about to go through? You know what I mean? It's a lot of fuel being put on the fire for this game. It's making hungry dogs hungrier. All of the snubs, they players chirping and talking. Jalen Hurts was in the press conference today. Hey, I like that defense. They flying around. We're not trying to compare apples to oranges here. We see what's in front of us. You know what I mean? I really like the focus of our team going into this matchup. I can honestly see us blowing these guys out. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I won't be surprised if we blow these guys out.
Again, I have never seen the Eagles get blown out all year. I've seen the Niners get beat up by 20 plus. Oh, but Brock Purdy didn't play. That defense was still out there, though.
Right.
That defense was still out there. And I know Niner fans will say that their defense was missing people at times, blah, 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 blah. But then say on the same hand, didn't y'all defense give up 40 points to the Cowboys? Well, we were missing one of our double-digit sack leaders in Josh Sweat. He got hurt first quarter. And we were also missing the interception leader in C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So if you want to play that game, we can play that game. Real quick, though, shout out to Illinois with the $10 super chat. We missed you, but hey, birds emoji. It's all
Facts.
love, all day. I look at this team, And again, I say their focal point is to run the ball, and that's what we got to do. I agree with you. The AFC is a pretty team. You saw Goddard, right? He's stiff arming guys, and we're going to need that physicality because they're going to come. But the crazy thing is, and I'm going to give Bosa all the props in the world, but when you look at defensive line play, and they got some guys who don't really show up in the sack category, but they can play the run really good, and they do stop the run. That don't mean we got to fall back on it. But it goes, we'll give Bosa as the number 1 pass rusher on the field with 18 sacks to Hassan Reddish 16. But guess who's number 2, 3, 4, 5 is all Eagles. We go through all that before we get to the next Niner. And so Lane Johnson being healthy is big. Goddard on Lane's side helping the block is big. If you slow down Bosa, Jalen Hurts, as you said, with his leg and his arm, is going to have all the time in the world. And if the Niner fans tell the truth, their one slightly weak spot is their secondary, and you got 2 dogs to work with. A.J. Brown coming off a 3-catch, 22-yard game. He hungry. And somebody sent this to me. Last time A.J. Brown played him, which was last year, he had a $145 on them. So he remembered, he know, and he's ready to get this going. And I do think the passing game, and it's just like Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying the regular season is anything like the playoffs, but he had 150 yards passing against the Packers. He did have 150 yards running too, but he didn't need to do that against the Giants because the Giants are the Giants. Then he came out against Tennessee and threw for 380. So I think this could be a 275, 310-ish type game for Jalen Hurts, and just, again, take care of the ball. And I think we good.
Yeah, and you know what? They gave up 100 yards to CeeDee Lamb last week, and they gave up a buck something to DK in the first round as well. So, you know, they ain't looking that solid when it comes to, you know, taking number 1 wide receivers out of the game. I think they put a lot of emphasis on A.J. Brown. You know, A.J. Brown has done them dirty before, like you just alluded to, but I think that leaves some amazing openings and gaps for Devontae Smith. I think that's a matchup we all got to keep our eyes on. Devontae Smith in one-on-one situations and how Jalen Hurts is going to, you know, implement getting him the ball, because they're going to try to do the same thing we're going to try to do. They do not want us running the ball. They want Jalen Hurts to beat them with his arm. That's exactly what they want. They want Jalen Hurts to read the defenses and beat them with his arm. This will be the craziest defense Jalen Hurts has ever gone against in his career so far. You know what I mean? At this level and at this height, you know what I mean? I'm glad that he's comfortable. I'm glad that he's focused. I'm glad that there's no limitations on his game. You know, I'm just ready to see a real good game. You know, my X factor for this one is definitely Devontae Smith, though. I think Devontae Smith, you know, got a lot to say about one-on-one matchups in this game. Possibly a buck for him.
Yeah, and you're going to see one-on-one. The style of defense that DeMeco Ryan brings out is going to be heavy in the box, make sure Jalen, Miles, and Kenneth Gainwell, who had 100 yards against the Giants, don't really beat them. And I watched them play some soft zone against the Cowboys. Maybe it's because it was the Cowboys, but you can't do that against us. To your point of Jalen Hurts really killing them in the quarterback run game, quarterback keepers, RPO, that's facts. Bosa, although he's a beast, he's going to be very aggressive. You can use that to your advantage. I think we got to run at Bosa a little bit. But I also look at what Dak Prescott did. This man is retired from running, and he got a couple clean holes to run from using the RPO at a limited amount of times. So if you're letting Dak Prescott run on you, you lost to Mariota, you lost to Justin Fields. You got all that, plus a guy who's going to take his one-on-ones, pretty deep ball, and it's just going to be a pick your poison. I just hope that Nick Sirianni don't get too pass heavy early, and we can't get frustrated as a young coaching staff and hit that panic button, because the run will keep Bosa and whoever's back there at bay. It will keep the Fred Warners from blitzing, the $10 knockoff Troy Polamalu. You see him with his hair back there, yeah. You know what I mean? So it will keep them at bay. So we just got to stick to our game plan.
I'm worried about Bosa being lined up on my ladder. I'm not gonna hold you. I think that's a bad matchup. I think that's a bad matchup for us, man. I think if he's on my ladder side, you definitely got to chip. You got to you got to RPO right at him on that side. You got to read option him on that side. You know, you can beat Nick Bosa the same way you beat Micah Parsons in week 6. All you got to do is use the RPO to your advantage. You know, get off some of your short passes and stuff like that. That secondary got some holes in it, man. I kind of watched the Cowboys game and the San Francisco 49ers game. Dak just missed a lot of wide open people. You know what I mean? He was missing people up the seam. Dak was just making the wrong reads a lot of the times. You know, they are very vulnerable in the passing game. And I think they're vulnerable in the passing game in spots where we've shown and proved to attack all year. Are you looking to see more of an output from Quez Watkins in this game? You know, Pascal got more snaps than him last week.
Again, we came out with the game plan of running the ball. Whenever we come out with that run the ball mindset, I think Pascal is going to out snap him because of his physicality and stuff of that side. However, I do see the Niners playing heavy in the box. I see him creeping up, and what better time to get a, straight up the seam go route from Quez Watkins. And he's a guy who's not, I don't expect him to get 3 or 4 catches for 70 yards, nothing like that. If he does, he does. But one of them big boys can change the complexion of this game. The Niners defense is good. The Eagles defense is good. Brock Purdy has been limited since he was limited last week with that pass rush and that Dallas defense with checking the ball down galore. If we see another game where, first quarter's coming to an end and it's 3-0 or 0-0 still, it just takes that one play to open it up. And Quez Watkins will be the guy who the defense ain't paying attention to. It will be the guy that can run straight faster than anybody on the field this Sunday. And so I expect to see at least maybe not a shot, but I need to see something where he's running them routes. He's opening the defense. He's making that safety stay back and not creep into the box to help out this run defense that is good. Real quick, LB, the funny thing is a lot of people talking about the Eagles run defense not being that great. It's been better as of late. But when I look at what the Niners would have run out of, 21 personnel, we the best in the NFL defending it. Now, will Kyle Shanahan change it up and run some different ways? Probably. But they're what they've done all year successfully is what we can stop. But what we've done, 11 personnel running between the tackles and the gut, they stop. So it's a real gladiator type matchup. And, when you look at the roster, they're comparable. I think we got the edge roster-wise, and we damn sure got the quarterback over them. But it's a very comparable roster. 6 Pro Bowls for them, 6 Pro Bowls for us, all pros, Hall of Famers on the roster. It's going to be a good one, man.
It is going to be a good one. I think what gives us the big edge is, interior pass rushing, though. I think, we're good on the inside. And if we can get those guys in the face of Purdy and have Purdy move his feet, it's been so many times during the course of the playoffs where he was able to just stand back there and look for his open man with no pressure on him. You know what I mean? This is first road game. You know what I mean? We've been at home for a while, like 6 weeks now. We're comfortable right now. This is his first home game, man. I'm anxious to see how Nick Sirianni comes out here. Right. I'm anxious to see how Nick Sirianni comes out here and approaches this game from the beginning half. You got to be mindful of the stars on that side of the ball. You got to be mindful of Deebo Samuels, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk leads them in receiving yards. George Kittle is George Kittle. You got to be mindful of that, man. You got to hope that Brock Purdy ain't as good as a reader as he's been looking the last couple of weeks. He's been completing passes to the right guy a lot. No turnover so far in the postseason. We really got to rattle this kid's cage early. I think if we punch these guys in the mouth early, create a turnover, we got to make them turn the ball over. You know what I mean? We need all the extra possessions in the world for our offense. We have to nobody has made Brock Purdy turn the ball over. The only time the Niners turned the ball over this postseason, I believe, was when Dallas got that strip on the punt return. You know what I mean? We got to make these guys put the ball on the ground. You know what I mean? They've been comfortable. They've been way too comfortable. And now they're talking like they stadium lot. Well, guess what? You won't be in your stadium no more for the rest of the year, Debo. What are you talking about?
Look,
you're done.
And the crazy thing is Kittle came out and I got the YouTube short for the Kittle version. Is Kittle came out and said that Eagle Stadium, their atmosphere is top tier. Once he said that, he realized he's doing an interview in San Fran place. So he had to throw in like, well, I mean, I do like our stadium too, but if I'm not being biased, there's no better place to play or no louder place to play than Philly or KC. Arrowhead be loud as crap too.
Yeah, Arrowhead, yeah.
That being said, you can tell the guy made a mistake. He was giving props to Arrowhead and the Link for being the loudest. Realized he got to put his team up there, and then he did that. But Kittle said it's going to be a cold, violent game, and it's not going to be that cold. It's going to be cold to West Coast boys, but it's going to be what, 45, 50 as a high. It's going to be a pretty warm game for January in Philly.
The edge is on our side too. The edge is on. It's going to be beautiful, probably sunny. 3:00. It's going to be a hell of a game. The edge is on our side, man. We don't got to travel. We don't have to deal with no time difference. We've been all sleeping in our same beds for like the last 5 weeks now. You know what I mean?
Lovely.
That matters. That matters in terms of rest. That matters in terms of being able to go to the facility when you want to get treatments. Those things matter. So, I'm using everything for any type of psychological edge that we could use in this game. This is the one. You know what I mean? And shout out to y'all in the building, all 1,023 of you guys tuning in. You are tapped in with GOAT Talk, Philly Mike, Lord Brunson. We're talking NFC East. I'm sorry. Those guys are home. We're talking NFC. We're talking NFC Championship. You know what I mean? A lot of teams in the East don't get to where we're talking about. You know what I mean? They making draft videos, y'all. We talk about NFC Championship title match between the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Real quick, though,
go ahead.
Your guy Balls had you on the thumbnail again. It was going over them option rounds.
Right, you know what I mean? Making excuses. This his thing. This what Boss want to do, and I know he probably watching right now. This what Boss want to do. Boss want to make it seem like that I agree that that's the problem. Please let me clear this up for Cowboys Nation. Y'all know, the Cowboys fans that tune into me, y'all know what I think the problem is. Dak Prescott just ain't good enough. You know what I mean? But, people want to say, well, why y'all keep talking about the Cowboys? Listen, we could keep talking about football because the season is still in for us. Y'all can't talk about nothing else no more. But yeah, man, what's your X factor for this game? Your X factor for the Eagles?
It definitely could be a Devontae Smith. I think, the Niners are doing their due diligence. They understand what AJ did to them the last time they played. They understand that AJ had a bad game. They watch the news, AJ's not being a diva about it, but there's been some rumblings trying to create some stuff. AJ kind of squashed that about him wanting the ball, not wanting to come out, even though they were up, 38-7 and blah, blah, blah. So I can see that them coming out trying to bracket coverage AJ Brown and Devontae really being that guy. I like Goddard, but he does have a tough matchup with all them linebackers that are going to be surrounding him. I think that as much as we want to use Goddard as a playmaker, if Bosa is on Jordan Mailata's side, you can definitely use Goddard in there helping them because, like I said, when Bosa is tied up, they got a bunch of 4-5 sack guys. That's it. And one of them, he might not have got bailed out yet. You know what I mean? So that being said, you just got to focus on Bosa there. And it really could be Devontae. He's just so silent, so deadly, If you just glance over the Eagles season, you're like, this man got over 1,100 yards. He's the silent assassin for real. And so, as you said, I think he could definitely be the X factor. And the next thing, I got a little side piece as an X factor, and it's not real X factor if you look at our season, but I think Jalen Hurts' leg is going to be used very high. Do I really want to see him run 15 times? If it gets us the dub, yes. At this point, this is the time.
You got to do it. I was thinking
against the Bears, when you only need a couple more wins, you didn't need to do it in the frosty tundra of Chicago 17 times. But this game, if it's working and he's killing them, you keep doing it. You play every game, every snap like it's your last.
He got to be smart, man, because these guys, man, they gang tackle and they hit. You know what I mean? He got to be smart. So he got to slide. Yeah, he definitely got to slide in this game. Pick it up and slide. We ain't got time to be fighting for no extra yards. My guy Myron, thank you for the super chat. He said, equipment manager Brunson, turn in your pads. Yes, sir. Get them pads on the shelf. You already know. The pad room is filling up. We won't be turning in no pads this Sunday. You know what I mean? We got more business to handle. So
we just got new ones.
Right. You know what I mean? We just got some new pads. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can see 10 to 15 times Jalen Hurts carrying the ball. I really can see that. You know what I mean? Because we got to keep them off balance. And I think that's what Nick Sirianni's goal is going to be, is to keep these guys off balance. Are you kicking the ball to them or are you receiving it?
I'm kicking the ball to them. I'm deferring.
Yeah, I feel that.
I need that. Again, we back at the link. It's loud. It's proud there. I mean, Eagle fans had to go in. Eagle players said they had to go into a silent cadence once or twice on offense. Hey, listen, if you're going to the link, remember this. I know we get rowdy. We sipping. When the Eagles got the ball, we got to be quiet. We got to be quiet. When the Niners got the ball, raise the roof. You know what I mean? You go through spurts.
I seen Miles a couple times. Like, yo, y'all got to chill. Miles in the backfield, like, yo. I can't hear. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But you know, I think Debo stirred the hornet's nest, though, man. He talking about they louder than us. I think everybody saw that already, and everybody's going to come out there to prove a message. Debo ain't really been cooking nobody like that the last couple of games either. You know what I mean? He ain't really been cooking nobody. He's going to
get like 5 or 6 handoffs. He's going to get like 5 or 6 handoffs for sure.
Right. I mean, I just feel like I feel like that's where the intelligence of the defense comes into play. Like if you see Debo back there in the backfield, you should know what it is for real. They're not going to waste the offensive possession with Debo in the backfield if he's not going to get the ball or be in some type of motion to throw you off. You know what I mean? I just feel like you just should know what it is, man. I think Hassan Reddick, man. I think Hassan Reddick going to be the X factor in this one, man. I think Hassan. I feel the anger. Like I just feel he's somewhere angry right now, yo. I think he's going to be the X factor in this. I think he's going to be on Purdy's ass, man. Like white on rice, man. I think they're going to have to Kittle going to have to chip in. But let's talk back about Dallas Goedert. I kind of think Dallas Goedert kind of leaked out a little bit of the game plan in his presser today. They asked Dallas Goedert, what was he thinking about or what was his mindset? He said, the only thing I'm thinking about is 97. I think they're going to use Dallas Goedert a lot in the blocking scheme. You know what I mean?
Especially if he's on Jordan Mailata's side.
That's what I'm saying. He was like, I'm thinking about 97. Who's 97?
That's Bosa.
Bosa 97?
Ain't Bosa 97?
I thought it was like 92 or something. I don't know who 97 is, but I don't like Dallas Goedert blocking Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa gonna fold Goddard up, bro. You gotta like
no.
Chip.
Helping block Bosa.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Because he should never be 1-on-1 with him at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's 97. A bad matchup.
It's Bosa.
Yeah. So
listen, hold on. Dallas Goedert is a top three in blocking when you look at tight ends, right? But you're right. Baby Bosa's an animal. But what I'm saying is that's who you got to slow down if you want to have time in the passing game. So I think because they're going to play heavy in the box, because they're going to try to rattle Jalen Hurts too, as much as we try to rattle Brock Purdy, the youngest championship duo at quarterbacks ever. There's never been a younger duo. Brock Purdy versus Jalen Hurts, the youngest ever. We're both going to try to throw pressure early and see what happens. I mean, our guy's been really good against the blitz, though. All that being said, I need Dallas Goedert, who can run routes, who had that stiff arm, nice touchdown against the Giants. Listen, AJ, Avonte, you're going to have to go to work because we're going to keep Dallas Goedert in just to help Lane and Mailata, whatever side, respective side he lines up on, block against Bosa. Because without Bosa, they got a bunch of the next person to Bosa is like 6 sacks. They got that's the next highest guy. Bosa makes everything go.
Yeah, but in terms of pressure, for sure. You know what I mean? Bosa is
unless they blitz Fred Warner and stuff, but they're natural pass rushers, D tackles and stuff. They're run stoppers. They're not going to be, creating too much havoc for Jalen Hurts. So watch Bosa. That's the main thing.
And another thing about Bosa too that a lot of people don't know is that Bosa comes off the field a lot sometimes. Bosa needs a breather, and they're really weak right there. Yeah, Dak caught him slipping. He took a breather. Dak had time in the pocket, and he hit CeeDee Lamb up the left side of the field when Bosa took one of those breathers. We don't have breathers for Purdy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is a part of a rotation. Listen, Sweat coming out and Robert Quinn coming in. You see what I'm saying? Hassan coming out, BG coming in. You know what I mean? Hargrave coming out, Milton Williams coming in. It's just a lot. You know what I mean? Of productivity that we can send at guys. I think wearing down Trent Williams will be a big deal because man, he shut Micah Parsons down one-on-one. Wearing down Trent Williams, yeah, he's a beast. Throwing fresh bodies at Trent Williams, I think will be pivotal. But I don't really see nobody beating Trent Williams one-on-one a bunch of times in this game. So we got to be creative and bring pressure from other sides for sure. One thing I noticed about Brock Purdy is he's pretty trash going left. Is Brock Purdy right-handed? Yeah, he's
Yes.
horrible going left. Yeah. He's horrible going left. He throws kind of awkward on that side, and he's got away with a lot of picks this postseason. He's gotten away with a lot of picks. We need to be opportunistic enough and come up with those. Bradbury is playing lights out. You know what I mean? Bradbury is arguably the best cornerback in the NFL right now. You know what I mean? He's playing lights out. So, CJ Gardner-Johnson leads the league in picks. We have to be looking at and Slay is Slay. We got to be looking at capitalizing on mistakes in this game for sure. That's a big one for me.
Let me ask you, and Avonte's hopeful. He's hopeful to play. We'll see where all that goes. But you asked me, would you receive the ball if you win the coin toss? Or are you deferring?
I've been thinking about it, man. That's why I wanted to see what you say. I've been thinking about that all day. I think I'm gonna kick it. I think I'm gonna defer it. it. You know what I mean? Purdy is going to show me that he's going to come into the link and march down in the opening drive. Show me that, so we can adjust early. If this is the game you think you're going to have, show me right now so we can adjust early. You know what I mean? Like, don't surprise me with this at the end of the game. Show me that you're capable of this right now, and we can adjust early. Even I think it's a fail if Purdy gets 3 points on the first possession. If we kick the ball to them at home, they better punt the ball. That better end in a punt. That's how I feel strong about that. Our defense better set the tone against Brock Purdy. Greg Wingman, thank you for the $10 super chat. He said, interesting note, Bosa likes you to use finesse moves when you line up on the right and bull rush moves when you line up. Oh, he likes to use finesse moves on the right and bull rush on the left, which matches up perfectly for Lane and Mailata. True. I didn't even think of that, man. Thank you for the super chat, Greg Wingman.
Yeah, and shout out to Monroe, SM22 with the super chat too. He was talking about when you played that Debo thing. He said Debo gonna lose his hearing walking into the link, talking about his stadium louder than ours. But I agree with you there. Look, I think, again, I'm not trying to go into this game thinking it's going to be a struggle in the first half, but I do think it's going to be more of a chess match early. Things are going to get dictated. Formulas are going to be thought of and then performed. But I love having that we get the ball to start the third quarter, because anything that goes wrong that you can correct in the second half, anything that transpires in the game, if you get a lead, if you have the ball with 4 minutes left, as you spoke about multiple times on this platform, the Eagles can methodically take you down. We can quick take you down. So having the ball with 5, 6, 4, 3 minutes left, knowing that you can score and get the ball back, that doesn't always happen. When it does, them teams normally keep that firepower going because momentum is huge. We've seen it before, right? A team is scoreless in the first quarter. A team is scoreless 8 minutes in to the second quarter. But then they get the ball with 3:58 to go. They drive down the field. They score, leaving about 45 seconds on the clock. The other team don't do nothing. And then regardless if they get the ball back or not, now they're throwing off another touchdown or two right off the grip in the third quarter. So momentum is huge, especially at home. And I need to know that doing great or doing bad, we get the ball to start the second half where, adjustments will fully be made if we're not doing what we're doing. Because, Gannon, and listen, we need him to do it series by series, quarter by quarter, that stuff. But at least knowing we get the ball to start the third, all that good stuff, I need the ball.
Exactly. Taj the Gamer, man. Thank you for the super chat. He said Graham revenge game. I can see that for sure. CJ, thank you for the $5 super chat. I think CJ had another super chat in here. Let me read that for you, CJ. My guy Bearded Double XL Gaming, man. Thank you for the super chat. D-Hop for that Saints pick.
Nah, we good. We good. Hey, I love D-Hop, but we need a corner.
Right, facts. CJ Moten, thank you for the $10 super chat. No Reddick on the finalists of Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to go hard this game. I feel the same way as well, man. Disrespect.
He tweeted something. He tweeted something.
He did. Today. He said, I forgot to put the tweet up there. I meant to do that. He said, man, this stuff got to stop. He said, man, this stuff got to stop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And you heard what he said to the Giants, right?
What?
So
what did he say?
He got interviewed right after the Giants win. He said, man, they were calling for us. They were doing this, that, and the third. Be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean? Right. So Reddick's in his bag, and rightfully so.
Yeah, he's definitely in his bag. I mean, he one of them ones. He's one of them ones, you know, a top 3 edge rusher. You know what I mean? He could
You
talk
said that in
he
September.
could talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could talk like that. He's supposed to talk like that. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't he talk like that? Look at the year that he had. You know what I mean? And whoever's a part of the Associated Press and their whole voting scheme and their voting schematics or whatever they got going on over there, they need some fresh blood in the building because there's no way you in tune with the game. Cilio got a vote. You lying, bro. You lying. You lying, Mike. You lying, Mike. You lying, Mike.
I'm dead ass.
Bro, where'd you read that at?
Well, he said it first and I didn't believe it. So I looked it up and I dug. I'll send you it then. I'll send it to you.
Please. Please.
It's and that's what I'm saying. That's what Eagles.
He don't like us, bruh. He don't like us. This is all making sense now. I can't believe I didn't know that. Why you ain't been telling me that?
And how many more behind a door Cilios are there? You know what I mean?
You see what I'm saying, right? Come on, bruh. Mr. 89, thank you for the $2 super chat. We can't sleep on Elijah Mitchell. No, not at all. Definitely can't sleep on Elijah Mitchell. Ashon 101, 49.99 super chat. Shout out to you, my guy. He said, you fellas just keeping it a buck. I don't see Hurts running like that, in my opinion, unless you are Lamar Jackson. You won't outrun those 2 linebackers for the Niners. But I honestly feel Hurts throwing for over 300 yards. And Gibson for the Niners going to get picked on. Yeah, they've been picking on him a lot lately. They've been picking on Ward too. You know what I mean? They've been picking on Ward too. Greg DeWayman with another super chat. Would you go with Quez for speed or Pascal for extra block protection? That's a tough question. I think it's enough speed on the field. I feel like it's enough speed on the field with Pascal still. I really think that the screenplay will help string that defense out. And I think the screenplay will be big in this game. But I think I'll go Pascal, man. It depends on what game you're looking at. Depends on what's going on.
I would play Pascal more, but I'm definitely sprinkling in Quez on the low to try to take one shot. But I do agree with Eyeshine. I think that, Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to run more than Eyeshine said. And I don't think he's going to necessarily juke out Fred Warner or beat him to the sideline. But I think it's going to be methodically running, smart running. And when they play man and their backs to Hurts, that's a mistake. But I really do have a feeling that Hurts is going to let it loose arm cannon wise. Arm cannon.
Yeah.
I'm not saying over 300, but he's going to be pushing on that door.
Yeah, I can see that really happening, man. I mean, they've been got before. Stu Vision, thank you for the super chat, my brother. He said trade Saints they pick for Lattimore. I ain't mad at that. I am not mad. I am not mad at that at all. Ryan Ellis, thank you for the super chat. Dan Cilio said, thank God people with real football knowledge like him have a vote. Send me the information saying that he have a vote. I'm going to war tonight. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to war tonight. Soon as I can confirm that he got a vote, I'm going to war tonight. And you know what? If it is true that he does have a vote, then I got to partially. What? Hold on. If he got a vote, oh no, hell no. Send me the information, Mike.
I got you.
He can't have no vote. It don't even make sense.
It's wild. And listen, and low key, some of my videos, I said like it's always going to be an uphill battle because you got guys like him talking about it. He disrespect Hassan Reddick all year long. He just started putting respect on his name a couple weeks ago. He used to talk this man. And again, I look at it.
He just had a comment recently about Jordan Davis saying Jordan Davis basically ain't do nothing. I'm like, bro, he playing behind 4 Pro Bowlers. He a rookie. He cannot have a vote, bro. He can't have a vote, Mike. His track record nasty, Mike.
It's nasty work. No, and listen, right. I'm laughing because it's laughable. But he's been a part of that nasty work. And I look at it like this, like, and I know he rah-rah on Twitter, right? But again, he rah-rah on Twitter because he does say certain different things and his things. And shout out to the people. Y'all need to actually stop sending me this stuff because I look at the things y'all send me, but I really don't want to be looking. That's why I don't tune in for his thing anymore. All that being said, on Twitter, I don't follow him, but some people, again, tag me in it. He talking about, high school Harry. He doesn't like when Nick Sirianni gets hyped, right? And he hates that about Nick Sirianni. And Nick Sirianni didn't finish top 3.
Bro, think about this,
bro. One of them votes went.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
He on Brian Dayball. He's shining his bald head up quickly on some. Did you see
Bro.
what he did to the Giants?
He can't stand Jalen Hurts, bruh. That's already a vote against Jay. He can't stand the Eagles because of what our fan base does to him. I feel like if you're in this realm, you know what I mean? I feel like if you have such an outspoken opinion, you're going to be biased because everybody know what you think. I don't even know who the other people are that vote. They don't have podcasts and stuff. Like, how the hell you get a vote?
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm going to send you the information, but again, I think they really got to just reinstate who is voting and all that stuff. Like I said, there's probably 55, 60 other voters. I don't know. You know what I mean? Stephen A gets a vote. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, bro. You got to pay a subscription or something. I don't know what
I'm going for the smoke. As soon as I get confirmed that he got a vote, I'm going for smoke all week. All week, Mike. I made my mind up. It could be this nice rich bouquet of Douce I'm drinking right now. Maybe I'll change my mind tomorrow. But listen, I'm going for smoke, bro, because he can't have a vote. It's absolutely ludicrous, man. Absolutely ludicrous. I did not know this. But it is what it is. We're gonna get it straightened out. Trust me. We definitely gonna get this one straightened out, man. I can't believe it. I'm at loss for words.
I really did thought you knew that he had a vote. When I found out, like I said, I was just like, I had to double check it too. But I'll send you what I got, and you go off that. You know what I mean? I gotta dig it up again, but I'll let you go off it. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It is literally ridiculous. Again, I think a lot of like Hargrave being snubbed on the pro. Like, there's so many things. Like, the NFL got instant replay. They got this, that, and the third. You can grab any statistic on the web. How do you not got your voting stuff in process where there's no bias?
No, y'all messing with me now. Somebody said Sims got a vote. Y'all messing with me now.
He does.
Chris Sims got a vote. Mike, I'm about to lose it, Mike. Y'all messing with me now, Mike.
No,
why didn't I look up the voters?
Listen,
really?
If you go on my last Chris Sims video, I said it too. And I thought you knew.
I didn't know any of this, bro. I don't be caring about none of that shit. I thought the voters was like some type of secret society. I didn't know the voters. Mike, hear me out, y'all. I didn't know the voters was as outspoken and as nasty and with their prejudice to certain players. I didn't know it was just in our face like that. I didn't know those guys had votes. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And this man came out again. Listen. Sims his track record is long, right? It started with Jalen Hurts, not even a top 40 quarterback. We getting guys like Kellen Munn, Case Keenum over him. Disgusting, right? Just off the 4 games he played his rookie year, he's over guys who like that, right? Okay, boom. Then it came out where he's like, Jalen Hurts got better. It is what it is. Then he started saying Jalen Hurts is winning because of his team after the Micah Parsons comments, right? Blah, blah, blah. Right. Winning because of his team. He
even came out in a podcast, not to cut you off. He even said he ain't getting my vote. He even said that before.
And that's when you should have known.
No. I thought like that's like you saying it. I wouldn't vote for the guy. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Right. I'm like, he really got a vote, Mike. Okay.
No, and then listen though. So we know all the shenanigans that Chris Sims did, right? But now remember that one that he's crying because ESPN called him out on like a national aspect, and he was like cursing like in his feelings, blah blah blah. Anyways, Eagles beat the Giants 38-7. He's back at it again on that ugly podcast, and his friend across the table literally says, Daniel Jones, if Daniel Jones is on the Eagles, do they still win by like 20 plus? And Chris Sims like, yeah. He's like, Daniel Jones can run almost as good as Jalen Hurts. And if you ask me who the better passer is, I'm taking Daniel Jones. You're going to get me in trouble. He knows what he's doing. And this man got a vote. But yo,
how he got a vote? I can see if his dad got a vote. Who is he? You see what I'm saying? USC Boogie, man. Thank you for the super chat. Let me read this. LB, are you concerned at all with not stopping the San Francisco 49ers run game? Yeah, that's always a concern because that's been one thing that we've struggled with a little bit, but I think we'll get it done.
That is my top priority. I know they got Kittle and Debo and all this other stuff, but my top priority is their run game and their run scheme. But bro, I lost it when you said a secret society.
No facts. You know what I mean? It's like the voters. You know what I mean? The Associated Press. You know what I mean? Now it all makes sense. You know, the Associated Press is just. Do you know that Dallas Cowboys fans thought AP and the AP and Associated Press meant All Pro? They thought that Dak Prescott was an All Pro in 2016. No, he was the Associated Press Rookie of the Year. You know what I mean? It's a difference. These Associated Press people are mainly compiled of journalists, a few ex-players, obviously Chris Sims in there. You know what I mean? Guys who have, heavily profited from nepotism. His dad is somebody now, it trickles down to him type of thing. And it's remarkable that these guys are voting for awards that I feel like we deserve. None of them like the Eagles, bro, at all. From the coach to the
why
players.
do you get the worst of the worst players? It's bad. No, but real talk, when you consistently Cilio is bad. Cilio is bad. No if, and, or buts, but Chris Sims is cherry on top bad because he consistently won't even admit that Jalen Hurts is better passer than Daniel Jones. He won't even put the respect on the all-pro name of Jalen Hurts. He won't put respect on anything Jalen Hurts, and this guy is voting against Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is still able to make all-pro, and he's probably going to finish second in the MVP thing. And I think it's due to guys like that. And it's also due to the injury and Pat Mahomes still playing at a high level. Again, we talked about it a lot of times. It was 1A, 1B, Pat and him. I think that Packers and Titans game, and then the games that Pat played, he took that lead. And he was my front runner.
I think, but
the injury.
I can say this about the playoff. The one playoff game, the one playoff game that Hurts and Patrick Mahomes played, Hurts was more impressive.
The votes are in by then, though. The votes are in.
Oh, okay. So they already know who's gonna win it, pretty much. They just not announcing it.
But it's not. They just don't announce it until close to the Super Bowl. That 2 weeks in between. So there's content in between the Super Bowl. But yeah, it's nothing you do in the playoffs because you're right. Jalen Hurts was very impressive in that game, and we blew our team out. And they didn't struggle, but it came down a little close, onside kickish with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But yeah, man, I every Chris Sims video I do, just rebuttaling the craziness he says. I say it's guys like him who shouldn't have a vote at all. At all.
Okay. Send me what you got. People probably already sending me stuff now. If you got any information on the voters for the Associated Press, please send it to me. If you have any information that Dan Cilio or Chris Sims is on there, please send it to me because I have content to make about that. Because that's just wild to me, man. But how you feel about giving a score prediction on this one?
It's kind of early.
What?
It's kind of early.
I already got mine. I'm ready. 28-17 Birds.
28-17.
I think we're gonna beat these. Then we're gonna beat them by 9. 28-17 Birds.
I'm gonna go. 27 was my score for us. I had 27. When I did the call-in stream yesterday, and somebody said 27, and I said, remember that because it kind of hit me like that's what I was gonna pick. I'm not quite sure what the Niners get. I just don't see him getting over 20.
I
think I'll give him 20. I think it's gonna be like 27-20. But again, it's a touchdown win, but things don't always transpire that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Things were what it was, and it finished that way. I think I'll go 27-20. It's go talk. I got to give a prediction. I think I'll go 27-20 Philly. I think by game time, we're only going to be that 2.5, 1.5 type favorite. So I'll take a 7-piece.
A lot of people saying 27-13. 27. A lot of people giving us 27.
I like the 27.
A couple 35s out there. 27 is good.
When I was doing the calling stream, there was a lot of people boosting up plus 30. I'm not saying we will or won't, but a lot of the fans were really thinking, though, that our defense is going to rattle them enough that they don't. A lot of people said what you said, that they don't score over 20. So they were flirting with 13, 17, that 13, 17 range, because a lot of people feel that the Niners won't score over 20. I think I can give him just 20. So I think I'm going to go 27-20. But man, if we can win 27-13, I'll take it.
Exactly. You know, it's all about how we view ourselves and how we're going to show up. You know, we blame a lot on Gannon, but Gannon has proved that his style of defense works. You know what I mean? When
everything in front of us is what the Niners want to do. So this is where, you're playing the Chiefs. They still want to sling the rock, keep everything in front of you, don't get beat deep. The Niners want to throw everything at the line of scrimmage, want to keep everything in front, tackling. And we didn't talk about this, but tackling and tackling is up to our guys. But tackling is big because what was a 3-yard pass could have been tackled with a 2-yard gain off the 3 yards. What could have been 2nd and 5 can be 1st and 10 in our territory for guys like Kittle, Debo, and McCaffrey. And the Eagles are not always great with gang tackling. We do get there together, but Shanahan is really good at putting these guys in space, putting them on an island. And so tackling is the utmost importance. That got to be, if we do that right, it slows down a team like the Niners.
Right. I feel like Purdy is going to get that ball out of his hands fast to start the game. You know what I mean? And trying to get these guys in space. And it's going to challenge our discipline, challenge how we gang tackle and rally to the ball. That's going to be big. I think our linebacking play is going to be big in this one as well. You know, because you have to get McCaffrey in space. You have to get Debo in space. Debo is a load to bring down. Whether he's running the ball, you got to gang tackle Debo Samuels. You know what I mean? Tackling really got to be a part of this game plan. I don't know why we didn't touch on that, but that's huge, man. I was thinking about that earlier in the week. But, we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. We coming up on our hour for sure, though. What you got going on the rest of the week?
I mean, I know what you got going on the rest of the
week. Oh, yeah, you do. You know what I got going on.
But now,
I'm on it with this AP list, man. I can't believe what I just heard.
Yeah. Cilio, Chris Sims, one of many voters for the coach of the year, player of the year, offensive rookie, this, that, and the third. We going to be talking about the Niners. That's my sole concern. And listen, I am upset that Jalen and Reddick and Nick Sirianni get treated unfairly. But listen, I really want to touch on that stuff too. And I didn't even talk about it in my video today because I got one goal, Ran. Yes, I want that Lombardi. And shout out to the players who put the work in to get them individual accomplishments. And they shouldn't get crapped on for the jersey they wear or the style they play or this, that, and the third. That is disgusting. That needs to be talked about. But I think I'll talk about that after we get to Lombardi.
No, yeah, facts. It's burning me up. Maybe I'll tweet about it. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna give it video. I don't think I'm gonna give it video energy. But you know what I mean? I would have put it in my video that I had that came out before GOAT Talk. You know what I mean? My guy Ryan Ellis.
I really
I didn't. But I would have been front, bro. If I would have known this weeks ago, one of them probably would have lost their spot. I would have caused mayhem, bro. I would have literally caused mayhem about that, Mike, because I really feel like genuinely, I know what matters is the Super Bowl, but I really feel genuinely in my soul like that is some type of underlying bias between Philly, their players and their coaches. You know what I mean? And it's not even a speculation. You see it in how these guys talk about our players, and they're not going to vote for them. You know what I mean? Based upon how they talk about us. And I just don't think that that's cool. Ryan Ellis, thank you for the super chat. Most of the voters don't watch the games. They go off what they're told. They follow the hype, not the facts. Chris Sims and Cilio watch the games. For sure. CJ said Nicole B. I think he said, do I think we're going to deploy Nicole B. Dean? Probably not in this game. Sydney family, thank you for the super chat. Thanks, guys. You keeping it real. I appreciate you, man. That's what we do, man. We ain't got no time to play with y'all, man. But yeah, man, we definitely author. No agendas, man. Listen, this is what y'all got to know about me and Mike so far. If we was trash, we would be saying it. But unfortunately, we are not trash. So we got to tell y'all how good we are. I know it hurts. I know it may seem like I'm cocky all week. I've been cocky for 18 weeks. I know y'all tired of me, but we've been good for 18 weeks. And we're going to be good for 2 more weeks. You know what I mean? We're going to do what we got to do, man. So all 1,300 of y'all here, man, make sure y'all subscribe to me and Mike for sure. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we will be doing a GOAT Talk Super Bowl edition. You know what I mean? Talking about the glorious win, but the players got to go out there and handle their business. We always going to be here providing the great content. I'm gonna get to this last super chat, then we're gonna wrap it up for the day. LB, I heard you say earlier you prefer to you defer the kickoff. Wouldn't you rather get the ball and set the tone? I trust our D, but we gotta assert dominance. It's more of an extra possession thing for me. I feel like if we kick the ball off to them, we could get a quick 3 and out. You know what I mean? And that means we're guaranteed possession at half. I kind of want to double dip. You know what I mean? I want to stop them, score. I want to go up 7-0. Looking forward to having the ball first at half, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'd definitely rather kick it off, man. But man, unless Mike got any other words, we're gonna get out of here. Let y'all get to the rest of y'all evening. You already know.
Hey, that's it. I agree. As much as it's a tone center to go down and score first, a 3 and out is just as dominant. That link fired up. They're punting. Only 55 seconds off the clock. Oh, sign me up for that.
Right, you know what I mean? But you know, we gonna see.
Everybody.
What you talking? No, that'll never happen. That'll never happen, Simone.
I think she came in right as you were like, you know, we were, you know, the silly old Chris Sims, you out your mind, you know what I mean? And you're like, you need to get that content in about, you know, exposing and whatnot. And so right.
No, I feel you on what's going on, Simone. I found out some horrible news. Mike just ruined my evening. You know what I mean? Dom, thank you for the super chat. The difference maker in the game might be special teams. I hope special team steps up big. That could be a big one. Turpin was actually a couple good cuts away from breaking something, man.
Bro,
I think he was just getting excited.
Bro, the lanes to the left and to the right were wide.
Bro, he just ran into the kicker. I'm like, what is going on with Buddy, bro? He could have just ran around him to the right side, up the sideline. Like, what, he tried to truck him?
Bro, this man don't even got to turn. He just got to veer.
Bro, but to the right, that's all you got to do is veer. Like, you got to merge. All you do is merge to the right. He had somebody blocking for him, bro. All you had to do was merge to the right. That was 6, bro. But
my man hit a parked car. You know
what I'm saying? Right. He had a parked cop car. You know what I mean? You're done, and the cop was in the car. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. But yo, that's our hour, guys. We definitely gonna tap in later this week, later next week. You know the vibes, man. Lord Brunson, Philly, Mike Goat talk. Enjoy y'all night.